There's a new boss in town, new boss of Twitter. Yes, all of a sudden, Jack Dorsey just decided he was gonna step down and be a Bitcoin miner or a cryptocurrency miner. I don't fucking know. Miner like pickaxe. Well, not really. You just leave a fucking computer with some expensive graphics cards running, and eventually they might come across a Bitcoin or some shit like that. I'm really stupid when it comes to cryptocurrency. Just cryptocurrency, though. I'm pretty well versed in a bunch of other things. Don't call me stupid. That hurts. Anyways, Twitter stock jumps as Jack Dorsey resigns as CEO, replaced by Chief Technology Officer. Had to check what CTO meant. Parag Agrawal. Something that will obviously be autocorrected to Patrick Artichoke. Twitter stock jumped as much as 10% in pre-market trading before it was halted following the news that CEO Jack Dorsey is resigning from the company to be replaced by Chief Technology Officer, that's right, I did my checking, Parag Agrawal. Yes, I butchered that. Don't know why, don't care either. Twitter's a dying fucking platform, and it's based on some of the statements from the incoming CEO, you'll know why. CNBC reported this morning that according to a confidential source, Twitter CEO, Jack Dorsey is expected to step down from his position at the company soon. Well, he tweeted it out as well, so you know what, hey. Dorsey served as both CEO of Twitter and as digital payment processor Square. No news on Square, I guess. Following the CNBC report, Dorsey publicly shared his letter of resignation from the company. Link to the tweet if you're, doubting the veracity of his own claim. In a statement, Dorsey said, I have decided to leave Twitter because I believe the company is ready to move on from its founders. This isn't the first time he's also left Twitter. He came back after getting removed from the board of directors. I forget how long he was out. He wasn't out for that long. But yeah, no, they're definitely ready to move on now because they've found the man for the job. And oh boy, Parag, why should I distinguish between white people and racists? I wonder why, you fucking dick. Incoming CEO Parag Agrawal, who will shortly replace Jack Dorsey as head of the far-left social media company. Well, he's the guy in charge now, and he's making these statements. Uncritically repeated a quote in 2010 suggesting that there should be no need to distinguish between white people and racists. Go fuck yourself. If they're gonna make a distinction between Muslims and extremists, then why should I distinguish white people and racists? Oh, if they're not gonna make a distinction between Muslims and extremists. I think, that was pretty well decided a long time ago that people would, but alright, if you want to live in the dark, but hey, you're on Twitter, it makes sense, in quotes, and it is unclear who he is quoting, it doesn't matter. Well, anti-white racism has been common in many U.S. institutions, especially Twitter, including its top corporations, like well, I can't say top corporations. Agrawal, get on the wall, made his comment in 2010, years before the Black Lives Matter movement would arrive to push American corporations even further towards the left on issues of race. Agrawal. To be fair, though, it's 2010, so you know what, the man, he might have just moved on from these hateful comments. That was a long time ago. Back in October 26th of 2010, what was I? I was 20 years old. What the fuck was I doing? I think I was out working in the oil patch, so I was probably saying things like, fuck, I just want to jump in this big hole that we're digging and fucking kill myself, but that was a long time ago, and I've come so far since then, obviously. So you know what? Maybe the same thing holds true for Parag Agrawal. Maybe, who knows? But what else has he been saying? Well, he just did an interview like a year ago, and he said, our role is not to be bound by the First Amendment. Oh, fuck. All right. In an interview last year, the incoming CEO of Twitter, Parag, I'm not going to make the same joke for the 50th time, made it clear that free speech is not a priority for the company and that his platform would not be bound by the First Amendment. And he said, the kinds of things that we do about this is focus less on thinking about free speech. Remember when Jack Dorsey, to be fair though, he's the old CEO, and they're ready to move on from their founders, but one of their founding fathers with a shitty Rasputin beard, what he said was Twitter was going to be, we're the free speech platform of the free speech party. So yeah, clearly they're ready to move on from that. But yeah, less about free speech, but thinking about how the times have changed. Cool. Have your own little degenerate island, and feel free to continue to prop up and circulate and not take down because it doesn't violate your terms of service child pornography. You make sure that you foster that platform, you fucking creep. Agrawal, formerly the CTO of the social media company, was announced as a successor to Jack Dorsey earlier today. How very... okay, to be fair, he checks one of the boxes, but what? You couldn't find a woman? What about your handler there that got bitched out by the fucking Beanie Bro on Joe Rogan all those years ago? What was she doing? Still licking her wounds? Sucks to suck. Earlier today, following the latter's decision to step down as CEO, in an interview with MIT Technology Review last year, Parag said that Twitter no longer considered free speech to be an area of focus. Oh yeah, and even going back to that Joe Rogan interview, I think it's still probably up. I don't fucking know. I haven't gone back and watched any of that drivel. But they say that they do consider free speech. Oh, but right. They're moving on from their founders, right? Our role is not to be bound by the First Amendment, but our role is to serve a healthy public conversation, which can't happen with free speech. That's fucking weird. All right. And our moves are reflective of things that we believe lead to a healthier public conversation by censoring the opposition. The kinds of things that we do about this is focus less on thinking about free speech, but thinking about how the times have changed. Cool. Agrawal, I'm never going to pronounce that right, mostly on purpose, said that the priority of his company was directing people's attention to tweets that served healthy conversations. Yes, come into our echo chamber. Listen to us more talk about... That's a grammatical nightmare. Not discuss grammar. No, listen to us talk about how many more letters we want to add to the LGBTQ abomination. How many more stripes and different phalanxes we need on the fucking Trans Lives Matter flags? We're going to direct them in that direction. That's why I said at the end of the previous video, the little fucking what's happening now, the little pinned, little trending topics that are definitely organic when they're out there trending. Going to be more social justice driven narrative horseshit. So they're just going to be doubling down on this shit, okay? And this isn't from 2010. It's not from 2011. It's not from 2015. It's not even from 2018. This is from 20, okay? We're still in the same... Well, I'd argue we've been in the same cultural malaise for the past 21-ish years, if not even longer than that. This is like within the past calendar fucking year. So, this is where Twitter's heading. And don't think that these conversations aren't happening behind the scenes on your chosen platform of choice. Once again, words. It's happening at Facebook. You know it is. Remember that whistleblower, whatever her name was, Karen Hogan, whatever. It's like, oh my god, my friends were radicalized, and we need to have more censorship to keep it safe. And you can just go back and take a look at even my old catalog here on YouTube. 3 videos a day since October 5th, 2020. Yeah, there are long stretches, a week-long stretch of time where there's no videos. 2 or 3 times. That's what did I lose, the Best of 7 series, but whatever. And then, yeah, a couple of those days, you're just going to find some videos randomly removed. I think it's somewhere around 24 or 25 videos that have just been fucking yeeted from existence. So it's obvious that this shit, he's just saying the quiet part out loud, and I guess he's brazen and bold enough to do it. We'll see if he continues this rhetoric now with his elevated position, going from doggy to missionary. One of the changes today that we see in speech is it's easy on the internet. Most people can speak. Really? Where our role is particularly emphasized is who can be heard. Oh, I guess we all know what kind of fucking people are going to be recommended in your follow feature. I'm so glad I got rid of my fucking Twitter thing. Now I just have like a blank protected account where I can just follow a couple of news sources if I ever run out of things to talk for the day, which very rarely happens. I'd rather just go to the news sources themselves. The scarce commodity today is attention. All right, there's a lot of content out there. What does this have to do with anything? A lot of tweets out there. Not all of it gets attention. Some subset of it gets attention, like Keith Olbermann And so increasingly our role is moving towards how we recommend content that is a struggle that we're working through in terms of, you're this chief technology officer. The fuck are you talking about? Probably algorithms. I'm just going to go ahead and say that this guy probably knows how the algorithm is developed, worked, and how he can manipulate it to elevate, I don't know, think of your fucking disenfranchised or whatever they've moved on to, marginalized voices. But yeah, we all know who's going to get, or at least find themselves on the opposite side of the algorithm getting pushed. Because, yeah, you got the tweet there. But remember, that was a long time ago. He might have changed, obviously. Anyways, yeah, Twitter's a dead platform. Get off Twitter. I don't know. Buy a pigeon and some scrolls if you really need your fucking thoughts broadcast to a wide swath of morons. Or take out an ad in your local newspaper. It'll be just as effective. Oh, but we gotta go from one group of screeching idiots to another group of screeching idiots. And we gotta talk about Kyle Rittenhouse trying to be canceled from learning because the world won't stop being awful. With that said, I thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.